Grogan, the Executive Director of the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for joining us today for another episode of our Leveling Up podcast. Now, if you're just tuning into the show for the first time, we have a lot of episodes that are on the podcast. If you go visit greateruticachamber.org, you can see all of our past shows. I would encourage you to go do that and take a look at everything going on in our area businesses. Also, you could subscribe to the podcast if you're digesting it, whether you're watching it on social media or you're digesting it as an audio podcast. You can search it on Apple and Google Podcasts or Stitcher or Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. This is the best way to stay in touch with all of the area businesses and organizations in the Greater Utica area. And what better time to support them? It's certainly been a tough year for everybody, and we want to make sure that you know how you can support all of them all the time. So please go take a look at all the past episodes. And today we are going to be talking about a very exciting event coming up on December 15th, and that is our Business of the Year Awards presented by Staffworks. This is going to be the first time we've done this format in a 1-hour television special from 7 to 8 p.m. on CBS-Utica. Again, that's Tuesday, December 15th from 7 to 8 p.m. So we hope you will join us on the show for that. And then today, we are going to bring to you one of our finalists who actually happens to be our presenting sponsor. So with me today is Anita Vitullo, the owner and founder of Staffworks. Anita, thank you so much for being with me.
Thanks, Megan. It's an honor to be here naturally. I go way back with the Chamber, too far back to tell you how far back. And to be named a finalist, well, just the greatest honor.
Yeah, we are so excited for you. Congratulations again. This really puts you in, as we talked about a little earlier, so we have around 575 members in the Chamber, and being named a finalist recognizes you as one of the top members. So quite an honor, and we are so happy to have you among this group.
Very, very fortunate, because I know a lot of the Chamber members, having been here my whole life. It's my hometown, starting the company here, and being in the business for 41 years, you come to know a lot of people in the business community. And all I can say is us being named over any of them is just pure luck, because you have a lot of phenomenal businesses here that would naturally deserve this award. So for that, I feel blessed.
Yes. Now, Anita, if somebody hasn't heard of Staffworks before, give us an overview. What is Staffworks, and what do you provide in our business community?
Well, we're a full service staffing company. So we provide everything from temporary to direct placement, from large business to small business, from office help to manufacturing. Anywhere that there are employees, there is a niche market for Staffworks. Because regardless of what you need, 1 to hundreds, whether you need entry level or professional, whether you need somebody for a temporary assignment or somebody to go into a direct position, direct placement, we can provide it. Anything to do with the employment force. We present talent. We help businesses and organizations run, and we help them prosper. In doing that, we become their partner. It's really a partnership. We have to get to know them very well, and there's a lot of trust there that these organizations place in us, that we come to the inside, we learn what they do, how they do it, the ownership hierarchy, management hierarchy, and so it's really an expansive relationship.
Mm-hmm. And that's so awesome to hear that overview. I know, like you said, you've been involved in the business community for so long, and really the expertise that you bring to the table in your business, I'm sure, is such a value added for your clients. Tell us, Anita, how is Staffworks doing right now? I know, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, this has been a really tough year for a lot of businesses. How are you guys doing? And is there anything you're particularly proud of that you've been through either this year or in general?
You know, in tough times is when you really meet your muster, and you really see what you're worth from the ground up. And we have never closed a day during COVID. We could not close any of our offices because we are essential workers, and that we support food manufacturers, healthcare. We have a lot of clients that are essential clients, and we have a lot of employees that are assigned to those clients. So we couldn't very well retreat when they're all on the front lines and they need services. We had to deliver services to clients, employees, run payroll. What we did do is we limited outside applications to online. So we limited access, but we remained open for everything else. So I'm particularly proud that we got through COVID and we remained open, and we helped our clients and our employees get through it. And that was really, it's really meaningful to us that we were able to do that.
Absolutely. And like you said, providing employees for all of these vital businesses. I mean, really, that was tough for a lot of people too, right? Because, a lot of family situations changed, and really people needed help. And that's something that I think maybe was a little bit confusing to some, because they thought, well, why would people not want to have a job right now? But really it put a strain on a lot of family units and businesses to not have employees around.
It was, this was tremendously challenging. We saw it from the inside out. We saw warehouses, factories had to shut down, had to clean down, had to provide distancing between machinery. We saw everything from doctors' offices trying to remain open to serve the public, to serve their patients. It really hit every strata of business. Crossed all economic, cultural barriers, every segment of employment. And it was a global pandemic. And that's the right word for it, because no one escaped. And even those businesses that were somehow tied to this in a way that made them prosper, their services were needed more, their products were needed more. It was an extreme challenge for them to get people to keep running and to provide all the safety measures they had to provide. I look at my client, I always admired my clients. The most I've ever learned, I've learned from my clients. But through this, my admiration has only grown for them. Because what I had to do to keep going was minuscule compared to what some of my clients had to do to keep going. And how they mobilized, and they were able to do it. Just the food manufacturers, it was just amazing. Because, the world didn't stop eating or needing some goods and services. So they had to keep going.
Absolutely.
Those people, how hard they worked, just the amount of sheer hours they worked. Just figuring out everything logistically, just getting in extra people to clean and provide all the safety measures on an ongoing basis that they're still doing. That added a whole layer to these organizations, even that were prospering through COVID, of extra expenses that they'll never get back. And all of my clients that weren't essential and did shut down will never get back. And yet they're reopened and they're keeping on going.
Yes. And being innovative, I might add. I think a lot of innovation has
Very.
come out of this.
It taught us to use technology better. I mean, you get innovated very quick. You get innovative very quickly. Yeah.
If you had asked me if we would be doing our Business of the Year interviews over Zoom, I would have told you absolutely not. So, a lot of changes. Here we are. So Anita, I know you talked a little bit about this in the beginning, but talk about it again. Just what makes you so proud to be a finalist for the Business of the Year Awards? I know you particularly have been very instrumental in being involved with the Chamber for many years, not just this year. So talk about what that means to you. I mean, you have spoken with me before about the beginning of your career and how important it was to get involved in the community and get involved in the Chamber. So what does it mean to you today to be sitting here as a finalist?
Well, it's deja vu. It's, the Chamber for me was my first business education, because I came to the business arena without any background or experience. I transitioned careers, and I wanted to let me see what this business world is all about. It's my hometown. I'm interested. And once I got involved, I was really bitten with that community bug. And I started with the chamber, and I went on to United Way and to some professional groups and economic development groups and nonprofits. But it all started with the Utica Area Chamber of Commerce for me, because I said, what is the best business group to get involved with where I can learn what is business all about in my community? And that was it. And yes, I had some formal business training, but it's a different story when you're sitting around a board table and you've got as your mentors CPAs and bank presidents teaching you finance rather than just taking a course for finance. And everyone was always so generous with their knowledge and always willing to help. And I made lifelong friends. I made lifelong clients. I have the same clients today in this market that I had 41 years ago, a lot of them. And the chamber affiliation was my catalyst for my business career. And importantly, the Utica area gave me my start in business. I started here with 2 people in a small office, and there wouldn't be a regional Staffworks in Corning and Binghamton and Norwich and Syracuse and Oneonta and Utica, Herkimer, Rome. There wouldn't be all those branch offices without our birthplace, Utica, giving us birth. Because all of that basis, the community, those clients gave me every dollar to be able to go out and expand and grow and survive.
Absolutely.
Yes. Very meaningful. The connection is extremely meaningful to me.
Yeah. And we appreciate you staying involved. And I think that's so important for other people to hear as well. I talked to you earlier about our Catalyst Young Professionals group and how important it is really to, at a young age, get involved in the business community, be an active member of your community. And I feel like you emulate that so well for our young professionals. So thank you for always being involved and being a strong advocate.
The chamber did far more for me, and this community did far more for me than I can ever give back. That's why I'm a very strong proponent of community service, philanthropy. I got into it because I wanted to learn about, I was inquisitive about, let me see what I'm talking about going into the business community. And what I got back out, unbelievable, from the Chamber, United Way, United Cerebral Palsy, United County Industrial Development Corp, GLDC. I can tick right down the list of the experiences I had that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing. Now let's kind of shift gears back to Staffworks. I want to talk about the services again that you provide for the community. So if somebody's listening today, they have staffing needs and they love everything that they're hearing, what would be the best way that they might reach out to you, and how do they get started utilizing your services if they're interested in your services? Well,
the first thing I would do is I'd go to our website and get a little background on us, what we do, who we are, how we do it. And that's staffworkscny.com. The next thing I would do is call our branch office. You can start right here in Utica, 315-735-5050. And we have a whole group of people, different expertise that can help any business, any organization, anybody seeking work.
Okay. And any size, right? Any size.
Any size. Yep. Any size, from one person to large scale manufacturing. We have very large manufacturing clients where we supply people in the hundreds. Our workforce, our contingent workforce, our Staffworks employees are assigned there, and they're a permanent part of their workforce. That's where they draw their hires from, our pool. And we have on-site managers. We have offices, in addition to our freestanding offices, we have on-site offices at our clients. So I didn't even count those, but we're right on site 3 shifts for some of our clients. Yeah,
that's I'm sure a huge value add for them.
Yes.
Now, I do want to talk about, before we wrap things up today, I want to talk about your community involvement and anything that you're excited to promote about the future. I know you guys have a really big campaign coming up that you do for the community. Talk about the things that, you're proud to support. I know you have a couple of them, and I want to make sure that we touch on those today.
Well, we have the Staffworks Fund. at the Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties. We have about 13 million in assets under management there right now. We donate about $500,000 a year. In December every year, we do a big campaign, the Save a Life campaign, and the mission is to provide help for organizations that serve at-risk animals. And that's the main mission of the Staffworks Fund. However, we do give to human causes too. One of the things I'm getting behind is some support for the new hospital. That's one of our recent human causes. But our campaign coming up in December is once a year. Last year, we had 29 organizations in 13 counties. We raised $1.8 million. And it's a matching campaign. All these groups go out to their donor list, their communities, raise money, and we match it. And this year we have, we're not even done yet. And we have 39, over 40 organizations that will be participating. So it's growing exponentially every year, which means it's successful. So we not only give money and grants, but we help organizations raise money.
And that's so important. I think that campaign is so much energy around it. Angela and I did attend the press conference last year and saw all of the organizations get their money, and just so much energy in the room. And you can tell that people really thrive off of those donations. And they were equally as excited that they had raised the funds themselves as well, which I thought was really, really neat. Anita, anything else you're excited about for the future to share about Staffworks, or anything that we haven't talked about today that you would like to tell everybody about?
I'm very excited that we opened up our newest office in Corning, New York, and we hired a whole team of from executive to managers to service management people, not just for Corning, but for Syracuse throughout the company. So we took a situation, the COVID situation, and we decided to invest at probably not the best time, but opportunities present themselves not always at the opportune times. And we decided to move forward with it. We decided to expand. Very excited about that. We've taken on several new large contracts. One is with Tessie Plastics in Syracuse, and we are building COVID test kits for them. I find that very meaningful, especially with our healthcare clients. And another one, a brand new one for us, is Burrell Manufacturing. We're in Pennsylvania now. So they do the construction products for the home building industry. And another one now is out in Pulaski, Felix Scholler, which is a German-owned company, which is quite a different experience. And they do specialty papers. So what excites me personally, professionally about that is the COVID, naturally. The give back to doing something like that. And I've never done the home construction industry, and never done specialty papers. So my business career of learning for my clients is still growing. So personally, professionally, love that. Love what that's going to do economically for the company. And that's just a sampling of our new clients, because as our revenues grow, as our profits grow, the important thing is those profits go into the Staffworks Fund. And really, that's our major thrust, is that we love our clients, we love doing good things for people's careers, but we use those profits from doing that, from those partnerships, to fuel our Staffworks Fund and to give back. And we give back in every community that we have a branch office, we give back to. And that's the basis for who we give our grants to.
And that's so important. I think that your model is something to be very proud of, that you give back to the community. And I should add that I'm also happy to know what that company does in Pulaski, because my parents just purchased a home up in the St. Lawrence River area, and we drive by it all the time. And I've always wondered, what do they do there? Now I have the answer.
We are there 3 shifts. We help manage their manufacturing staff there. So, and we have a large group of people there ourselves. So we're there, we're on site.
All right. Well, I'm glad to know that. See, I learned something. I learned a lot of things today, but I definitely learned something that I've been wondering about. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Anita, anything else that you would like to talk about before we wrap things up? And of course, we'll tell everybody where they can find out more information about Staffworks.
Well, one thing I want to say is that I'm extremely proud to be part of the business community in the Mohawk Valley. We have such a cross segment of local, homegrown, historically multi-generational businesses, as well as others that come into the area, small, large, and I'm proud of that. I'm very impressed with the job that you've been doing and your team, you and Angela now,
Thank
two
you.
people running this organization through COVID, and you've kept it going and growing. I want to say that the attention that you brought to the Chamber and the mission revitalized my interest in it. And one of the reasons we stepped up and became a major sponsor. So kudos to you.
Thank
and
you.
Your team and my fellow Chamber members and my fellow nominees in this award. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you, Anita. And it was such a pleasure, as always, talking with you today. And just tell everybody, again, really quick, your website and phone number in case they want to find out more information, which we hope that they will.
Okay. Staffworkscny.com, 735-5050.
Great. Okay. Well, thanks, Anita. And thanks everybody for watching or listening today. And again, we hope that you go on Staffworks website and find out more information about them. And we, of course, hope that you go to the Chamber's website, greateruticachamber.org, where you can find out more information about our Business of the Year Awards presented by Staffworks and Anita on December 15th from 7 to 8 p.m. Again, that will be on CBS-Utica. If you don't have access to CBS-Utica, don't worry about that either, because we will be streaming the award show live online as well. So we will make sure to put all that information on our website for you. And again, make sure you go check out all the other videos for all of our finalists. We're going to be featuring all of them from now leading up to the event on December 15th. So Anita, congratulations again on being a finalist. And thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks, Megan.